I went down a rabbit hole of like ancient empires and stuff. It all started because I wanted to know what Germany looked like before World War One, like how big it was. Anyway, I go down this rabbit hole, and then I started learning more about Genghis Khan and like the
Oh my
Mongol
gosh.
Empire.
The Mongols, bro.
If you guys ever want like a trip, it's nuts.
I just went to a gender reveal party for a fish.
Please tell me it's not someone I know.
These chicks are not. No, it's for a fish. Like they bought a fish.
It's legitimately a gender reveal party for a fish.
Yeah.
Bro, you can throw a party for anything.
This must be what you think I've
Guys,
heard in my life.
guys,
It was actually sick though. It was fun.
Monster dropped a new flavor.
Oh,
Party! Party
snap.
time!
Is it sus or is it bus?
Monster flavor reveal party. Come on, guys, let's go. I'm buying pizza. Who's there?
No, literally, they did buy pizza. It was sweet.
That makes it worth it.
Yeah, bro, it was awesome. Also, Rick, dude, what is this?
It's not bad. I like it. Ultra fantasy.
Oh my word.
So we learned about today Saint Teresa's ecstasy, or ecstasy of Saint Teresa. So there's a story. Saint Teresa, she lived a life of pain and suffering, but she's mystic, I think is what they called it. She had like visions and like holy experiences and stuff. And in one of these experiences, she had a dream or a vision where an angel came to her, and he was holding a spear that he thrust into her abdomen repeatedly, and she said that it caused great, she said it hurt, but also caused great like ecstasy and like delight. Yeah. And then
That's scary.
And then my art history teacher was like, so what does it make you guys think of? And so there's like a lot of people are like, oh, well, like the gospel can be hard sometimes, it can hurt, but it feels good because it's like it's worth it, but we have to sacrifice. And someone's like, well, it's a spear, so I thought like Christ. And he's like, I know what you're all thinking. And like, there's just crickets. He's like, come on, guys, you can say it. What does this make you think of? I was thinking it from the beginning, but it didn't seem like anyone else was thinking it. He's like,
I was also thinking it from the beginning.
He's like, well, that's just because of how I said it, but
Okay.
like, it's okay to say it. You don't have to be awkward about it. Sex. It sounds like sex.
Oh, that's crazy. I thought there was actually a spiritual thought coming out of that.
No. He was like, and he's like, this is something you can see between multiple kind of like, I don't want to say holy, but like holy visits and experiences that people don't have the right words to like explain the feeling they had. And the closest thing you can think of is sex, because like we know that sex is like a celestially decreed act, and it combines all elements of the human experience: spiritual, physical, intellectual, I guess you could say, social 100%. So anyways, yeah.
All right, so that was a great episode. I'll see you guys next week.
What?
That's kind of crazy, honestly.
Fun little thought to start us off. There's a really cool statue of it. It doesn't look potential and anything like that, but we're learning about this crazy artist today. Dude's got some freaking skill. He's like a master sculptor and stuff. But
Nice.
All right. So, check-ins. Hopkinson, you want to go first this week?
sure. I'm in like a dilemma. I like taking a longer period of time to work out because I like trying to prioritize the inner set rest. But I just haven't had solid chunks of time to work out. because it's like it's this whole thing. Like to get optimal workouts, you have to like time your food. You have to, so it's like you don't want to pound a huge meal and then go work out right after. It's like if you're gonna eat something big, you want to wait 2 hours. Then it's like if I have to eat something massive and then wait 2 hours, by the time it's been 2 hours, I have to go to class. I have to go to work. So my workouts this week have been kind of short, and I've just been trying to get the highest intensity possible in the time that I have. But I don't feel like I'm getting a good enough workout. Like today, I was gonna try to hit chest and back, but I didn't have enough time to do both, so I just did some back. Yeah, results. I don't know. The results are kind of hard to see because it's a gradual thing. But still sticking to the Superman training split, focusing on arms and shoulders.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you not get like burned out a little bit?
Of what?
Like those workouts, if you're just like focusing on shoulders and biceps or whatever?
Well, it's not like every single day. It's like I'm hitting. The goal is to try to hit both arms and shoulders twice a week, like in their prospective days.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's not too bad then.
No, and so like I'm still hitting chest. Mondays are my leg days, so I'm still hitting the other stuff, but with a greater emphasis on those two. Kind of get that superhero build.
Nice.
Big shoulders,
There you go, dude.
arms.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking
Stick
about.
to it. Consistency, but yeah. Who wants to go next?
You go, Brownie.
Okay. My throat's still sore from last week. So that's been the update. I realized last week when I got sick, because I worked out like twice last week. And I was like, I kind of realized that I kind of have let myself like get lazy. Not just like because of the sickness, but the sickness like emphasized like all of the laziness that I was doing. So I'm waking up at 6:30 again. So waking up at 6:30, I'm at the gym by 7. Because it's like a 15-minute bike ride, so I just go down there. Today was a push day, which is nice. And while I'm at the gym, I get 2 notifications saying that my English period, like my English class and my film class, were canceled because of separate emergencies, so the professors had to leave. And then I had an accounting exam, so I skipped my math class. So I didn't go to class today, basically. But that gave me more time in the gym today, so I got a pretty solid workout in. Just because I didn't have class. Bulk, still eating stroganoff every day. And
Well done.
I'm not sick of it. It's still as good as it was before.
How do you make it? Do you just make it in a pot?
Yeah, I have a pot and I have a big frying pan.
Okay. Because, dude, I was thinking you could probably make it in like an Instapot, low key.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Probably. I just make it this way because this is all I have. So I just kind of
Gotcha.
I just put the chicken in. When the chicken starts to brown is when I put the tomato sauce. Or no, I put onions in.
Valid.
And then I have it cooking the onions a little bit. Then I put the tomato sauce in.
Mhm.
Then I put the ketchup in. Then I put the cream in. And then I let that simmer. And then I organize it into Tupperwares. And then I just eat that
Yummy.
through the week.
Yummy in my tummy.
I had a pretty revelatory moment on my bicep size this last week. I think I sent it to Hopkinson. It was cool.
What
Here,
is it?
I'll show you. So before the mission. Oh wait, I just remembered a different update. I'll get to that later. But before the mission, I took a before like pic, and I was just for funsies. I was making an album of like my physique progress. This was my arm about 2 years ago.
Okay.
If you can see.
Nice.
And then this
Solid.
was my arm after the pump the other day.
Dang, brother.
And it's like the other one's more defined, but that's because there's nothing there.
Yeah, there's
You
just
can
like
just see the
nothing.
bone. So
Mhm.
I was pretty proud of that, and it kind of just gave me a shock moment. What other updates do I got? You remember that first challenge?
No.
Which one?
It's the one Wallace made. It was like off the pod. The ask the
Oh
girl
yeah,
out one.
yeah.
So I accidentally went on a double date without knowing.
What?
Let's go.
And then in hindsight, I looked at the message again. I was like, oh yeah, she totally asked me out. Anyway, but then I did ask a girl out. So
Solid, brother.
that challenge is completed
Good
as well.
Well done.
And
Well
it
done.
was the lady.
Oh, we haven't gotten the date yet. I just asked her out.
Oh, but who is she?
A girl I met at church.
Okay.
Oh snap.
Okay, buddy.
Yep.
Me and
All right,
Hopkinson are
Wally.
supposed to go on a double date tomorrow, but I don't have anybody.
Yeah, I also don't have anyone.
It's okay.
Just go on a date together.
I might be able
Sure.
to figure something out.
I
but-
think we can swing it still. But anyways, yeah.
I'll be up there. Let's just all hang out.
Bro, let's do a triple date.
A
I'll
triple
find
date.
you one.
Bro, you could, Brownie, you probably know someone up here.
Bro, you have to.
You do.
And if you
know
don't, I
know a few
do.
people, probably.
That's someone you're thinking of. When you think
The person I thought of is a service mission.
their rules,
That
their rules on dating are not very.
are they allowed to?
I don't know. All I'll say is she gave me a handshake when I got home. So
Oh my gosh.
No.
That's it.
She gave you a handshake.
she gave me a handshake.
Dude. That's crazy. Wow. Nice. All right. Is there anything else, Brownie?
I think that's all my updates.
Okay. Well done. Sounds like things are going good.
Things are going good.
That's awesome. All right, I'll go now, I guess. So as far as working out, I've just been like running on and off, and then like I've been training with the dunk team a little bit. So that's
Okay.
mostly what I've been doing. I've kind of had to like pivot my physical goals a little bit more towards like dancing, because to be on the dunk team you have to be good at dancing. So I've been trying to get good at dancing.
Are you doing the
Cool.
gymnastics club as well?
That's a thing,
Yeah.
dude. There's so many clubs.
Well, because I heard that cause there's a guy I work with who also wants to be Cosmo, and he says you have to do the gymnastics club. I was
Okay.
like, really? I was like,
All right.
Interesting.
Good to know.
Wait, you're trying to be
He's like,
Cool.
Cosmo?
Well, the dunk team is Cosmo basically.
Okay.
Like I know all the Cosmos.
But yeah, if you ever in the process of becoming a dunk member, if you ever run into a guy named Sam who rides a unicycle, that's my coworker.
Okay, I met a guy in it. Well, he wasn't named Sam, but he rides a unicycle today.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently
Well.
there's a club for it too. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. What else? So yeah, I've been learning some dances. I'm trying to get better at like break dancing, like specifically like power moves and stuff, because that stuff is dope. But I've been having trouble like finding places to do it. Like the dance studios are like kind of hard to like access. Like they don't just let anybody do it, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, I've been doing that. I went on a run with a female on Monday. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Does she have a relation to a certain person that I might know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was great. It was fun. She's actually fast, so she might be
Yeah.
better than me at running. I don't know,
Well,
but that's always cool.
I guess you'll just have to train some more to catch
Yeah.
up with her.
I know, right? But yeah, as far as like physical stuff, I mean, I really have not been eating very good. I'm not worried about it though. And yeah, that's it. Is this check-ins just for physical goals, or is it like any goals?
Whatever
Okay.
you want.
All right. All right. Okay, here's another update for you guys. I am publishing my app today. The app is going to be on the Apple App Store and the iOS Store today. I don't know what time. Like, it could be up at any moment. So,
Nice.
there's that.
But you gotta
I had to
let
go
me
through a
know.
whole bunch of hoops
How
to
about
get there, but
Yeah. Is it hard to publish something on the App Store?
surprisingly, yeah. Like you have to have like a creator account, and that costs like $100. But it gives me like a year's worth, so I can make as many apps and publish them as much as I want for a whole year.
That's pretty cool.
Bro.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. I'm gonna see how that goes. Me and my mom have been working on our little like Skelf side project. I don't know if I told you guys about that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Pitch
Um,
idea. Bulking Bunker mobile games.
We could
Bulking-
do like some kind of like app related
Bulking
to
Bunker
Bulking Bunker.
Clash character.
Okay. Let's talk with Clash. They'll be like, "Who the freak are you?" guys?"
We could do.
We do not.
Like we could do our own. Like I've seen an ad for this round, but I think it's more. I don't actually know. I think it's more focused towards like the gym, but it's like it's a stat maxing app, like for the
Okay.
gym. And so like
Cool.
you track your progress in all kind of fields.
Like
I guess I don't know. Maybe. I know
Here's
like,
an idea.
Tyler Clark has like a habits app, but it could like have the 4 different sections.
Okay,
And it's like a video game, so it's like there's levels to it. You can level up.
dude. Let's do it.
I've been wanting a one reel because they're cool,
Yeah.
but they're expensive, even a used one. So I check the Facebook Marketplace every now and then to see what the price they're like, and they never drop below like $450. And so one day there's one listed on there for $130. I was like, this is
Sketchy.
this is too good to be true. So I go on there, and I was like, this is weird, because it's like, to get in contact, text me at this number. So it's not even like through Facebook Messenger. I was like, whatever. Text him. He's like, yes, you want? Like, doesn't speak actual English. I'm like, yes, I want.
No
He's
way.
like-
Did you actually respond like that?
He's like, I can ship to you. And I was like, no, pick up, I will. And he said, where are you at? I was like, Provo. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm in Richmond. He sends like some random address in Richmond. I was like, can I go pick it up from you? And he's like, yes, but I prefer ship. I was like, but I prefer pick up. Can I pick up? And he said, I prefer ship. And I was like, can I pick up? Yes. Okay, I will pick up. But I prefer ship. I was like, can I pick it up? Yes or no? And he's like, yes. I was like, okay. So then I grabbed the other Clark and one of his buddies from high school, Noah. And we just go on a road trip. I knew like 98%, 98.7% sure this guy did not exist. But I was curious, and also I wanted to explore a little more of Utah. So we drive 2.5 hours north, like close to Logan, and then we get there. I call the guy, no answers, and we're like, all right, whatever. This is the address he sent us. We go over to the house, and we knock on the door, and I was like, bro, I got some people on the back, maybe he's here, or he just doesn't exist. And so the door opens. The sister missionary, I think she's like a service missionary. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way to get it. I was like, does a Christian live here? And she's like, well, I'm a Christian.
Oh my gosh, dude, the punchline.
I was
No
like,
way, you just lived like a real life punchline, dude.
I literally lived real life punchline, dude. But then she was like, you need
Yeah.
somebody named Christian. I was like, yeah. And she's like, no. I was like, oh, and you guys don't have a one wheel by chance, do you? And she's like, no. And I was like,
Oh my gosh,
all right,
dude.
thank you so much for your time, sister. I appreciate it. Have a good one. And then we went and got Mexican food and called it a day.
That's so funny, bro.
Yeah.
You literally just became the punch. Like you were in the punchline. Like literally,
Yeah.
you stood
No,
in the
It
punchline.
was an elaborate punchline.
Uh-huh. That's so awesome, though.
It's like
Oh
the
my
story
gosh.
with Jack and Ted. You guys heard this story?
No.
No.
It's Jack and Tina. So basically, Jack really likes Tina, and so Jack asked Tina out to the high school prom because they're high school kids.
Yeah.
And then they eventually, the joke's like it's supposed to go on for like 10 minutes, and
Okay.
it's just like this super elaborate story about Jack and Tina. And then at the end, it's like so they're at prom, and they're dancing, but then they get kind of thirsty, and so they're going over, and he's like, Tina, do you want some punch? And they get over to where the punch is out on the table, and there's no punchline.
I hate that so much. I'm hanging up. Oh my gosh,
And it goes
dude.
for like
I'm
10
literally,
minutes.
I'm going downstairs.
That's terrible. Yeah, those jokes are the worst. But I
Oh
have
my
been
word.
watching just because I think comedy's super interesting. So I've been watching a lot of Dave Chappelle recently.
Dude, do you have a
Because-
starving student card by chance?
I do not. No.
Oh,
I
dang.
need to
You should get one.
actually. Yeah.
Because there's like a free admission to
Comedy
Improv
show.
Broadway. Yeah.
Ooh.
And there's another comedy thing that we could go to.
Yeah, bro.
I've already got my monies back from it. I got like a free shirt, free French fries. What else did I get?
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of free food.
Do you guys
Yeah,
get
I
Well,
got-
and free. I say free, but it's like I paid for it with the card. But anyway, I got my money back, is what I'm trying to say.
That's good. Yeah, I pounded $15 worth of Arby's today.
Wow, that is impressive. That was probably a lot of protein. How much protein was it?
Actually, I don't know. There's a decent amount of protein, but definitely.
Dude, have you seen the app that there's an app that like it's like a really cool like food calorie protein tracker kind of thing where you literally just take a picture, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like totally AI based. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
those are actually sick.
I think that's
I probably
cool.
should. I probably should start tracking calories.
Doesn't matter that much though.
For if you want like actual consistent results, then yes.
I tracked calories for a little bit, and then I figured I'm just gonna eat the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So it's like I
well,
know
that's-
what calories are in there, so I'm just kind of
like
like,
as long as you stick to the exact same thing every single day, then it doesn't matter. But like if you don't, if you have variety, then I think it's it depends on what you're
Yeah,
doing, honestly.
for sure.
It's like if you're in like a weight gaining phase, like muscle building, then it's definitely important, especially
For sure.
when you're cutting.
Yeah.
cutting, I feel like tracking calories is the most important part.
Do you guys want to hear a totally cool story that's totally unrelated to anything that we've been talking about?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so in my entrepreneurship class, there was this lady who came in and they talked about like her business, kind of where it came from and all this stuff. Basically, she started by helping her boyfriend at the time, who is now her husband, and with a business that he had started well, it wasn't started, but it was an idea that he had already validated it. And it was basically like this Uber for kids so that moms wouldn't have to like drive their kids around because it's always a hassle, you know? And so anyways, they start this thing up and she's like, actually, it would probably be a better idea if we just like didn't worry about the kids and focused on other things that we could do to help moms have more time.
Yeah.
And so they started running errands for the moms, like doing groceries and like the clothes, a lot less liability that way. And it actually turned out to be pretty good. They earned a decent amount of money from it. And then HelloFresh picks up on the idea and they're like, hey, I like what you guys are doing. Would you do it for fresh produce? And they're like, totally. And so basically all this leads to them starting another business called Vamo, which I'm convinced is Brazilian inspired, but I don't know. And it basically is like a fresh produce logistics, like last mile kind of thing, where they just help with like specifically like the cold food delivery, if that makes sense. So it went from being like a child delivery to a cold food delivery logistics company. And anyway, they've raised like $13 million for their startup or whatever. So it seems like it's going to be really good. And it's predicted to be like really successful.
That's actually awesome.
That's really
So
cool.
Yeah, think it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like there's I might have told you guys about this guy already, but it's a podcast called the Corner Podcast. He's a member of the church as well, but he just kind of like I feel like he's kind of very startup focused. He really like kind of finding business opportunities and just going into them. And so like one of them, like they talk about this a lot. It's like you just find someone else's problem or someone else's kind of like what they find is annoying and just kind of and you solve it for them. And so he was talking with a guy who was saying that the dog cremation industry is just 97% profit. There's more dogs in the U.S. than there are children.
Holy.
And so he's like, holy crap. And so he's like, they start looking into logistics. They find a good area to start it up. And then they get to the price of the cremation machine, and it's $350,000. And he's just like, ooh. Because his whole thing is he likes to start, like just kind of try everything out with as little money as possible.
Yeah, that's a good principle for startups.
And just like get going. And so what they end up doing is they start going around to veterinarian clinics, pet cremation, like already existing cremation facilities, and all they do is they do the logistics, because most of the pet cremation facilities, they don't actually have a way to transport the dead dog. And so his whole company is just, they bought a van for $14,000. They put some cooling stuff inside of it, and they just like, they go pick up the dead dogs, put them on metal trays in there, they take them to the cremation facility, and that's it.
Dude.
They made a
pure
dog
profit.
freezer.
No, literally, they made a dog freezer.
That's pretty cool.
They made a dog freezer.
That is so niche and so random.
You could do, and then you raise enough money, and then you make those dogs. You get them back from the cremator, whatever it's called, and you make them into rings, like the diamond rings.
Oh,
there you
You
go.
know?
Dang.
But yeah.
What's the name of the company?
I don't know. He didn't say the name. But yeah,
They should at least have a name for the van.
Like that.
They should at least have a name for the van. Do they have a name for the van?
I don't think so.
I would call it like the mystery van. Scooby Dooby did.
That's crazy.
Scooby Dooby done.
Scooby-Dooby done. But yeah, that was a crazy idea. I was like, never even thought about that.
Yeah, that's so random.
Yep.
But dude, that's the thing. Like, you could literally do anything. You just have to do it.
Yep.
That's literally the trick with being like an entrepreneur or like startup guy. Like, you literally just have to do it.
Yeah.
Just doing it.
Well, because like the thing is, most of like him, for example, like if he's gonna go get into something, he already knows exactly what to look out for, and like
Right.
he can probably 90% of the time now start a profitable company.
Yeah.
But like I'm sure at the beginning he went through all like the struggles of figuring out how to be an entrepreneur. But yeah.
Like when I
Literally
talked to this guy, and he had like 6 companies. He was like, 2 of them totally bombed, 2 of them went stagnant, and 2 of them did really well. And now I'm like doing good because of that.
Yeah.
So he had to start 6. I mean, I think Mark Zuckerberg, he started like hundreds of different companies until Facebook came along.
Yeah. I mean, just statistically speaking, a company like to start a company like Facebook, very, very low chances that you have a company that does that well.
Mm-hmm.
Not impossible, but like very, very low chance.
Yeah.
And you just have to do it so many times it happens.
Yeah. You want to hear another thing that's like totally unrelated to anything?
Yeah.
So we're studying the New Testament in my New Testament class, obviously. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? It's insane.
That's
and
crazy.
We learned about like I forget what it's called, the something divide. Basically that time in between like the Old Testament and the New Testament where it goes from like Aramaic to Greek. And that's all because of like Alexander the Great.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, he was like, it's just so funny. I have a friend who like every birthday, I say friend, but he's like 40. and he's in the FBI, but he's sick.
My
And so
FBI agent.
every one of my birthdays, he sends me like an update, basically like of what Alexander the Great would be doing at my age. So like when I was 17, he was like, "Happy 17th birthday! At this point, Alexander the Great owns the largest kingdom in like the whole world." He's like, Alexander the Great just decided one day he wanted to rule the world, and did. Anyway,
Right,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty,
so
pretty
I think
facts.
it's thought of like, I think it might be a little bit harder nowadays to rule the world. But like, what if some 17-year-old just decided he wanted to rule the world and did it? Like,
yeah, bro. Like,
because throughout history, there's so many people that just like, they're like, oh, well, the Greek Empire or the freaking like the Roman Empire, the Roman Empire, screw them. I'm gonna take over. And then just,
yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole the other day because I had to watch All Quiet on the Western Front for my film studies class. And I went down a rabbit hole of like ancient empires and stuff. It all started because I wanted to know what Germany looked like before World War One, and like how big it was. Anyway, I go down this rabbit hole, and then I started learning more about Genghis Khan and like the
Oh my
Mongol
gosh.
Empire.
The Mongols, bro.
If you guys ever want like a trip, it's nuts. Just look up like all the videos on Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire. It's nuts.
They're everywhere, man.
But I do have a question for you guys. Also kind of
Okay.
unrelated, but like kind of related at the same time. Because we're all trying to rule our worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed I have become very stimulated. How do I destimulate myself? I'm
Well,
overstimulated.
like do less stuff or see less stuff.
Well, it's just like I've noticed that I fall into one doom scrolling
Mm-hmm.
often.
Oh, I understand
It's
this
a problem. And like I even if I delete like every other app, there's always a way. Like you just
Mhm.
naturally go into it, and it's a problem.
I totally understand this actually.
So what are some ways that I could destimulate myself? Like
All right.
go backwards.
Here's how. Well, I don't know. You guys already know. I don't have any social media, but even still, like I'm kind of the same way. Like every once in a while, I'll just be like, I want to like make a video on Instagram, and then I do. I did make a video, and then I like posted it, and then I just ended up like scrolling again, so I deleted it. So like, yeah, I totally see myself like falling back into like doom scrolling. Like, I think the best way is just to straight up delete all of it and not download it again. But like, I haven't done that perfectly. I don't know. I'm relatively good at not doom scrolling. Like, I stay pretty busy in a day. Like, I'm either studying, working on a business project, working out, or like hanging out with people. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like talking with people might be a good way. Just like straight up leaving the house and just talking with randos.
That could be cool.
Anyway, what do you do, Hopkinson?
Well, I haven't done it yet. I need to. But there's one I heard about that is like exactly for that. It's just like with how kind of stimulated our brains are nowadays, just like with how much content we consume. Like inadvertently, if you go to work on a freaking assignment, you might end up like for one of my classes, we every now and then just watch a TED Talk. You know.
Nice.
TED Talk can be just like a little gateway into doom scrolling on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a problem. I'm watching a podcast, and the next thing you know, I'm watching like car rebuilds and whatnot. I'm just
I'm
kind of
like,
Yeah.
200 YouTube shorts down. I'm like, what happened?
yeah.
I know. Yeah.
It's like, so there's one which is just like a lot of really intelligent like mathematicians and founders and stuff would just go lock themselves in a dark room and think. No nothing, no cell phone, no laptop, no
Oh my
books,
gosh.
just literally thinking just your own thoughts, and it just clears your head out. You do it for like a year, and then the next one is just you do like mini fast. You don't have to go like a month without your cell phone or anything like that. It's just you might devote maybe like a good chunk of your day. But basically the same idea, just kind of thinking. Like set all technology aside and just like kind of think. You know, let your brain get out all of the ideas.
Yeah,
that
there are
running
lots of
around
people who
rampant
do that.
and just like flush it out.
Yeah, there's some guys that I've seen or heard of. I haven't seen, but like I've heard of how they just like they take the morning and they just have like 2 hours basically. And they literally just take that 2 hours to like write or something.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if they write 2 words or 2 pages or 200 pages. They just have to use that 2 hours specifically just for one thing, writing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't see a problem with like blocking out a tiny bit of time. Like you could probably give yourself like 20 minutes to a half hour a day of like scrolling without any problems.
And I
But
think
it's hard to like
might be-
regulate that.
Mhm.
I would say
I
just
think-
make it a goal, you know, like put it in your calendar and be like from like 3 to 3:30 is like scroll time or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like a lot of my problems is like, I'll just be like, what happened to my camera? I'll just be like, why am I just stuck like this?
Your controller disconnected.
Apparently, but like a lot of the time, I'm just kind of like I have a lot to do. I think it will actually change here in like a week because I'm getting a job and I start on Monday, so maybe I'll be a little bit busier.
Snap.
But what I think, like my biggest thing is like I have so much stuff to do, and like yeah, sometimes I block out my day and I'm like, all right, I need to do this assignment, I need to do this or that. But then a lot of times I just like I open up the tabs, and I always have like one YouTube video like on the side because I can't focus on the assignment, and then what ends up happening is one thing catches my attention on that video, and then it's just like, and it's like so like
Yeah.
the majority of my monitor like from like here to here is the YouTube video, and then from here to here is my homework assignment, but I'm literally like just focused on like this sliver,
Mhm.
and then like before you know it, I'm like just scrolling on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, bro. It's hard.
I don't know. Like one of the Alex Promosi, what he does every single day, he's like the biggest productivity hack that I have is just first thing you do in the morning, wake up. First off, you figure out what the most important singular task is that you need to get done. And when you wake up, the first 4 hours of your day, you keep your phone out of the room, like you're not in contact with anything. You just work. You roll out of bed, you work. You don't go scrolling, don't do anything. You roll out of bed, you work.
That's
You can
valid.
You can have the
Mhm.
craziest morning routine ever. Like go do your yoga, go do your red light therapy. It's like, or work.
That's
Get out of bed and
Or
work.
you could just work. You
That's
could just
fair.
do the thing that's important. Yeah, I understand that.
no, because like I've been trying to get like back, not like 100% in the mission habits, but like try to be a little bit more structured.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
So that's why like I kind of realized like when I was sick, I was like yeah, like I'm sick, so I'm resting and I'm sleeping a little bit more, but like, and then I got thinking, I was like, but last week I woke up at like 9 a.m. and I'm just kind of like why am I doing that? And so I kind of just figured like I'm just gonna wake up at 6:30 every day, and so it's like it's like all right, I could go to the gym after class, or I could go to the gym in the morning, and then I have more time to do my homework after class.
Anyone have a scriptural or spiritual process today?
Yes. So, going back to the New Testament, we're talking about Hellenization. It goes to Greek, and then we're also learning about like who they think is like the first, writer. And most people agreed that it was Mark who wrote the first, like in the Bible. There's like a couple different like thoughts, like some people think it was Mark that wrote first, and then Matthew and Luke copied him, or that Mark wrote first, Matthew copied him, and then Luke copied Matthew and a little bit of Mark. And then there's some people that think Matthew and Luke copied Mark and maybe a bit of each other and another source, which they call like Q or whatever.
But John wrote last. We know that.
But John wrote last, and he said that there's too many things. Yeah. But he said there's too many things that Jesus did to be written in one book. Anyways, I've gotten a lot of perspective on like my reading of scriptures just in general now, because like you realize that the Bible is human in nature, like in writing, but then, or no, sorry. yeah, more human in writing, but oh my gosh, it's the other way around. It's divine in writing because they're like prophets, and then human in translation, where the Book of Mormon is more like human in writing and then divine in translation. Does that make sense? Like that's the main difference between the two. Is that like the Bible is written by guys who are like very qualified, you know, like they're apostles or prophets, or at least the New Testament, not necessarily the Bible. I don't know about Songs of Solomon, but anyway.
That was very well written.
Anyway, yeah. And so this is like, no, I don't have any scriptures or anything planned, but basically the invite that I got was basically to like study the scriptures more with that perspective, that it was like the New Testament specifically was written by like just apostles and then translated by humans who like were just doing it with a more like kind of linear mindset. And so yeah, you pick up on a lot of different stuff when you realize that, how like Mark was like specifically aiming his thoughts at like a non-Jewish audience. Anyway, it's really cool to have perspective on like the scriptures and stuff like that. So basically the invite is learn more about the context of the scriptures before you read them, because it actually makes it really fun and you get a different understanding about it.
It probably helps you just understand what they're trying to say better as well.
Yeah.
Because you can try to interpret it however you want. But...
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing is like we've been like watching like different sources. Like he has us like watch videos of like dramatizations of the book of Mark or whatever, and that also gives you another perspective, because when you read it you can kind of interpret it however you want.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to not interpret it at all. Like you don't have to pick a stance, but like when you go to like make a dramatization or like a oration of it, you basically have to decide a side.
Yeah.
So anyway, and he like the way the guy does it in like that video, he like portrays the apostles' reaction about like the fish and the loaves in like a really funny way, you know? He's like, Jesus is like, well, they can't go home, otherwise they're gonna starve. And then he's like, how many fish you got? How many bread you got? And the apostles come back and they're like, 5. Anyway, very cool dramatization. And I thought it was funny. And yeah, so look out for different contexts while you're reading your scriptures this week. It's
That's
lit.
Cool. Wow. Something completely off topic that I just barely remembered. Nothing to do with the scriptures whatsoever. But did you guys know that the Titanic had a sister ship? It was called the Olympic, and there's a conspiracy that it was actually the Olympic that crashed, not the Titanic.
What?
Because they look identical. And so there is a conspiracy out there that it was actually the Olympic that went down, and the Titanic, I don't know, I haven't looked into it too much, so I don't actually know what they say happened with the Titanic, if it was the Olympic that went down. But yeah,
Crazy, bro.
A conspiracy theory suggests the White Star Line swapped the damaged Olympic. So it was previously damaged before the Titanic left, because the Titanic was slightly bigger, this says.
Okay.
And so the Olympic was slightly damaged, and the White Star Line, like the cruise line, swapped it with the new Titanic to commit insurance fraud, with the damaged Olympic sunk as the Titanic. However, this theory lacks evidence and is disproven by the presence of the Titanic build number 401 on the wreck and differences in the wreck's features, like enclosed promenade. I don't know what that word means.
What is promenade? Now we need to know.
I don't
Yo,
know,
chat.
man. Yo,
Yeah,
what
I was
is
actually thinking
promenade?
about live streaming this, but anyway. That'd
yeah.
be funny.
Anyways,
A
conspiracies are
paved
always-
public walk, typically one along the waterfront at a resort.
Nice. Love it. I'm gonna come at you guys next week with my conspiracy theories.
There's some conspiracies that I've seen going around, but they're a little too out of pocket for this podcast.
1 week from today, you know what starts?
What?
Winter arc.
October.
The Great Lock-In?
Oh snap! The winter arc.
Snap.
All right, guys, I gotta go roller skate.
Good
So
luck.
Hopkinson, hit us with it.
Go African boat.